The rule of law also means that our citizens have the ability to participate in elections that are secure and transparent. It is Orwellian doublespeak to invoke the concept of voting rights to mean ballot harvesting or prohibiting voter ID or having taxpayers fund elections. Those are political concepts that erode the integrity of our elections. Ballot harvesting has no place in the state of Florida, and we need to increase penalties for those who do it. We also need to ensure that supervisors clean the voting rolls, that only citizens are registered to vote, and that mail ballots only go to those who actually request them before each individual election. And to ensure that elections are conducted in accordance with the rule of law, I propose an election integrity unit whose sole focus will be the enforcement of Florida's election laws. This will facilitate the faithful enforcement of election laws and will provide Floridians with the confidence that their vote will matter. Our constitutional rights have been under assault on a number of fronts over the last few years, and Florida has stood tall in defending the rights of its people. A free society requires the ability to have robust discussions about issues of public importance, and yet today, big tech companies that control so much of the discourse have used their platforms to elevate preferred narratives and to stifle dissent, serving as a de facto council of censors. Now, Florida was the first state to legislate protections for its citizens, and we need to build off what we did last session. These same companies are making a fortune by selling user data. Floridians should not have their data utilized by big tech without providing affirmative consent for them to do so. And I urge the legislature to enact protections for the data privacy of all Floridians. I also recommend that the legislature strengthen protections for Floridians' Second Amendment rights. These important rights should not depend on the whims of politicians who reject the existence of those rights in the first place. Finally, we have an opportunity to strengthen protections for the right to life itself, without which the other rights mean little. Protecting life does not end with the unborn, must also include efforts to promote adoption and foster care so that all Floridians have a fair chance in life. Florida has 4,000 more licensed caregivers than we did in 2019, and I'm proposing additional funds to foster parents in next year's budget. And nobody has done more to support Florida's children than Florida's First Lady, who is with us here today. The First Lady's Pathway to Prosperity program has served more than 17,000 families in need through a collaboration between DCF and the faith community. Now, on behalf of our family, I want to personally thank everyone who sent prayers and well wishes for Casey's recovery from breast cancer. She is strong, she is resilient, she has a husband and 3 kids who love her dearly, and I can tell you this, 2022 is the year where she will be cancer-free. Now, when it comes to health, Florida has understood how important it is to put our seniors first. And we have done that time and again over the past 2 years. Most recently, we led the nation in raising awareness of and expanding access to monoclonal antibody treatments. This effort has helped thousands of seniors keep them out of the hospital and to save many lives. We have an example of that here with us today. Wally and Doris Cortez, where are you guys? Are you there? Wally, it's okay, we see you. All right, now. Wally and Doris are from Cape Coral. Wally is a World War II and a Korean War veteran, and they have been married for 62 years. And when they recently contracted COVID-19, they utilized monoclonal antibody treatments to make full recovery. God bless you both, and we're so glad you're in the state of Florida. On June 24th of last year, Floridians were shocked to wake up to the news of a catastrophic partial collapse at the Champlain Towers South condominium complex. First responders rescued dozens of people from an adjoining tower, and they searched a massive pile of rubble for survivors for weeks. Our first responders poured their heart and soul into the rescue efforts. Ray Jadala is here from Miami-Dade Fire and Rescue. He's the assistant chief at Miami-Dade Fire Rescue. He helped lead those efforts, and I can tell you those folks who were working that was very emotional. It was very draining, but you guys were there, and anytime we have problems, we know you'll be there. So we thank Ray for his service and all the members of the urban search and rescue teams that worked tirelessly during those very, very difficult days. The loss of the 98 victims who perished in the collapse has been devastating. The loss has been incalculable. One of the victims, families here today, was 92-year-old Hilda Noriega. Now, her son is the North Bay Village Chief of Police, Carlos Noriega. Her grandkids are here. If you guys could stand and be recognized. Hilda was the matriarch of an amazing family and is dearly missed by those who knew her, and she's emblematic of the huge losses that we suffered by losing so many special people. The grief and anguish endured by the Noriega family and the other families of Surfside has been overwhelming. And it reminds us that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. He saves those whose spirits are crushed. Now, our state should provide support for an appropriate memorial so that future generations will never forget the legacies of the victims of that terrible, tragic day.